wiggly. I choose it, yo. Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space.
Well, hello, and hello. I'm giving the game away with who's there. Welcome along to yet another Mr. Wiggly live stream. Let me just pop onto me for a second so that we can say hello properly. Thank you so much to everyone who is already in the chat. It's amazing. This is episode number 25 of the Mr. Wiggly Sunday live stream with myself, Dominic Hawken, and that's just incredible. 25 is like half a year, so I'm completely blown away by being able to get to 25 because of everybody in the chat, basically. So a big hello to everyone who is already there. There's already a bunch of comments going on. A quick hello to Paul Artola, who was first in the stream. Tony Duncan, hello. Ray Malone. Ray Malone is playing live straight after this, so I'll kind of point you in his direction after this at a massive modular festival in Canada. He popped up on the last show where they were kind of, the most amazing thing was going on, a modular thing in the middle of a park. So he's going live with an amazing set, so I'll point you in his direction. But hello to Kent Spong, the one and only Kent Spong. Kent Spong. Can you tell me what's wrong? Robert Fatda, Sensian, BG Ollie, hello sir. After a brilliant show last week with BG Ollie, if you haven't seen that, go and check it out, or at least just check out BG Ollie and his amazing cover of the Deadmau5 track that we had on his YouTube channel. Keith in Watford, hello there sir. Martin Taylor, DJ Carl Phoenix, Security Goat, hi, good to see you. I haven't seen your name around before. I'm very apologise if I have. Adamski, hello sir, welcome aboard, and we will be seeing Adamski in the next couple of weeks on here as well, so get your questions ready for him. And hello to everybody, really. It's really just a kind of lightweight, happy, blow away the Sunday evening blues kind of live stream. Today, it's half term, not just today, it's half term for a couple of weeks, which is amazing if you are at school, like Lula May. So Lula May has a sleepover with her best friend here called Poppy. So I can flip over and say hello to them. Pop out and say, hello! Silence. And are you not even going to shout hello?
Hello.
There you go. Absolutely fantastic. And then we have the most wonderful guest in the world over in Tasmania. We have Maddie and Father Gaz, who I'll tell you more about in a moment. But hello to you over there.
Hello.
Absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely to see you. It is 5 o'clock in the morning in Tasmania. Okay, so it's 7 p.m. in the UK. It's about, I think, 1 a.m. in the afternoon somewhere in New York and all that kind of places. But literally, these guys have got up at 5 a.m. in the morning to be here to do this. And it's just, I mean, a round of applause. Massive thanks from the chat and everybody. Gaz is, he's an incredibly lovely guy, possibly even nicer than BG Ollie, if that was even possible. But they are both on equal levels of niceness. Just a wonderful man. Started life, I suppose, DJing before moving into production. And now goes out and produces as Point 2, and he's going to tell us all about that. And these guys, I think, are going to pop back a bit later on for the quiz. So we're going to have a chat for a little while, and then we're going to have a full-on Kid Fest quiz, I think. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Maddie, you're going to come back or stick around? It's entirely up to you. We'll give you a shout in about half an hour. We'll have a chat first, and then, yeah. Okie doke. Thank you very much indeed.
I'll give you a call when I need you, right?
Okay, we'll see you in a sec. Thanks, guys. So, yes, as I was saying, Gaz is just amazing. I mean, I've known you, I guess, for a couple of years as Facebook chums, really. Initially, I suppose, and then just sort of common ground, really, lots of common interests. So how the devil are you anyway at 5 o'clock in the morning in Tasmania?
Yeah, we're good. It's a nice day, it looks like. It's still dark, but we're nice and warm, so that's all right. That's amazing, I suppose.
What's the kind of climate like over there this time of year?
Well, we're just hitting spring, so we're getting a bit more humid, sunny days, cold nights. The good thing about Tasmania is it's like... it's not as humid as the mainland, so when it's sunny, it's just nice, and when it's cold, it's cold. That's about it, really.
I don't really know. I have been to Australia for many years. It was only very recently I went over to Sydney and travelled to Australia a little bit a couple of years ago. Well, actually, before pre-lockdown, obviously. But is Tasmania like somewhere in Australia? I might reckon. I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, it's a lot like Adelaide. If you've been to Adelaide and Sydney,
briefly, yeah.
like the same sort of time frame. So. They used to send all their prisoners when the First Fleet and all of that, they all came down to Tasmania, and that's where they used to house all the prisoners, basically. So,
nice.
Same sort of time, like the 1880s or whatever it was. So, lots of old style houses and things like that. But, like if you've been to Adelaide or Sydney, you'd pretty much kind of see.
I mean, I thought Sydney was a bit like sort of New York with beaches in some respects. It's really positive. Like, I don't know why I didn't expect to see any big buildings.
Yeah. I mean, Sydney tries to be like America. That's the problem, I think.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well, let's not talk about that all the time. Let's have a chat about music, really. I mean, I know you. I'll pull out a couple of bits and pieces to play. After the quiz, we'll play a couple of tracks as well. But I've heard some incredible drum and bass stuff that you've done for the Clown Fest stuff and for some live streaming, which has just blown me away. Particularly kind of the way it's developed over the last couple of years. But I know that's not your only kind of musical love, I suppose. Maybe can you take us back to when you started DJing and the history of kind of what brought you to this point, really? And that doesn't necessarily have to be just music as well. Obviously, you've had some life stuff going on as well that's guided you and where you've been. So feel free to include whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, it all started a long, long time ago. It back in. I've been a raver since '92. That's just probably showing my age a little bit, but I used to go to raves and all of that stuff, and I was actually 12 when I first started, but we won't go there. But I always had this fascination with music. My mum loved music, and I was brought up with music. My dad was a classical guitarist and things like that, so music has always been a part of my life. And then when I went to like a rave, I just heard this electronic music, and I think it was Apotheosis O Fortuna. Like I heard that and my life just changed. It was the song that just made my life change. And ever since then, I was like, well, I need to hear more of this sound, like the synths and, all of this stuff. So I kind of really tracked it down. And, I met a mate who had some turntables. Well, actually, back then it was tape decks. He was mixing with tape decks.
Gotcha.
And that was all pretty clumsy and that. But it was a good way to sort of watch him do sort of what I thought DJs did and all of that. I had no idea because back then there was no internet or anything, so you couldn't just Google what does a DJ do or what's the latest track or anything.
Actually, I'm laughing, but that's exactly right. It's like pop to the library or something. Imagine what it was like to learn coding a computer at home or anything that you just naturally type these days. It's just you've got to wait to bump into
I was telling Maddie about it, and she can't even fathom the thought that you couldn't Google anything, So what did you do? How did you learn things? And it's like, well, we had to read, and
exactly.
It sounds so weird now just to think about it, but so I used to just find like-minded people, and in about 94, it would have been about 94, 95, I met a mate who had turntables, and I really started getting into, like, I used to go around his house and just play around and things like that. And then in 96, I discovered, like, drum and bass, which was jungle then. And that was when, like, my life kind of changed, and I had to get turntables. I had to buy vinyl. So I started mixing very badly, just on friends' turntables and things like that. The trick was, which is what I learned early, because I didn't have turntables myself, for me to actually stay on the turntables, I had to get good. That was my only option, So my whole thing was, if I could be better than my mates, they'd want to listen to me more, so I get to practice DJing more.
Right.
So that was kind of how I started and tried to just push myself as well as I could.
It wasn't just turntables. I remember, obviously, I mean, when you're talking turntables, you're talking DJ turntables, but the fact that you had to have a slip mat and hold them and start them straight away, you know, and they had a vary speed on them, and it was just like, oh man, this is incredible, you know.
Yeah,
and over here, they were like £1,200 each, you know, £1,000 each for a record deck for the 1210s, you know. It's
couldn't even afford the proper ones. We had these like, I don't know, it was like these Technics, but they were like, they were DJ, but they weren't like proper meant to be sort of DJ. So they had this little, instead of a fader and that, they had this little knob. So you used to have to sit there like this, and they were terrible. Belt drive, like they were out of sync. But I used to kid myself and go, if I can teach myself on these, as soon as I hit direct drive turnies, I'll be fine. And that sort of was the case.
Just a quick interruption from the amazing Kent Spong saying, anyone repairs stuff on your island there in Tasmania, like synth repairs and stuff? Is it a nightmare?
Yeah, you usually have to send to the mainland.
Right. How far away is the mainland then?
Well, it sounds like it's a fair way. I mean, it's an hour by plane or 10 hours by boat. Okay. Which sounds crazy, but in Australia, that's not that crazy. Going from state to state takes longer than what a lot of people overseas think. Australia's a lot bigger than what people think. I
always remember flying across it. You're now over Australia and looking, and there was like 7 hours flying time or something left.
Well, everyone kind of goes, you know, when they come on holiday, we'll just pop up here and down there and around there. And then they get here and they're like, oh, yeah, no, we won't be doing any of that. So it's a bit deceiving, but
so you got the decks, you got a burgeoning career in your ability to use the decks. So what happened?
So I did a lot of parties and had a few club events, and you know, used to DJ at clubs and things like that. So that kind of really took off, and for a long time, from about 98 to about 2005, I was just a solid DJ. Like, that's all I used to do. I used to just live it. I did dabble in like trying to produce. I got Reason 1 at the time, which has just come out, and it was a borrowed copy. And I tried to figure all of that out, and I just remember playing with Maelstrom and going, no one could know what these knobs mean really, and just moving them around. And you know, now I look back on that and just cringe, but I thought I was doing good at the time, but I then just realized I wasn't very good at producing, so I'll put it aside and stick to the DJing, which I did for a long time. But I then became a chef, so chef life kind of killed any of that kind of thing. And
that's like an all-encompassing world of chef, isn't it? I mean, the hours you have to put in.
Yeah, like we were talking, I used to do about 60 to 70 hours, and then I became a head chef, and that was just the norm, 80-hour weeks and things like that. So, but then I had my daughter and things like that, so life kind of took over, and that was all good, and music was sort of drum and bass at that time, you know, 2005-ish probably wasn't the best that I would say. So it was kind of a good time to kind of exit out a little bit and just look after life. I did my bachelor's degree in SAE because I thought, well, because music was my life and stuff, I really wanted to do something with music. So I did that, which was good. I really enjoyed it. The bachelor's degree is definitely outdated now, but back in the time it was kind of cutting edge and it was really good. I actually got a job in a studio doing post-production, but that didn't last very long because the problem was when Maddie came, you could get work, but some days you would work like all weekend and earn a bit of money, and then you wouldn't get anything for like a couple of weeks or anything like that. Of course. So it was a little bit like, and then I was supposed to go off and do, you know, DJing on the side or stuff like that. But because I had Maddie, it was starting to get a bit like, yeah, whatever. So I went back to chefing, and then I started up Freestyle Frolics, which was really fun. Like, that was supposed to be a way for me to get back into DJing and to share my love of the music and that. So I ran with Freestyle Frolics for about 3 years. was a really good podcast. I used to, every week I'd do a freestyle mix, and that was the whole premise of the show. Like it was supposed to, I used to just grab like 25 tracks that I sort of would listen to beforehand, but have no idea about. And I just mix them. And I was exploring different genres. So not just drum and bass, I did Goa and happy hardcore and old school and all of that.
Wow, I was going to ask about that because I've always, in the back of my mind, I've also always associated you with hip hop because you're a brilliant graffiti style artist, and I've always associated that with hip hop. But
the thing is for a while, I kind of lived on the streets for a bit of a time, and
sorry to hear that.
So like graffiti was kind of a big deal for me. It was a good. I don't know, I think I would have been about 8 was the first time I remember looking and seeing like some graffiti on a wall, and I said to my mum, I'm like, what's that? Why is that there? And she was like, people just do that, they shouldn't. And I was like in awe. I was like, this is amazing. I love this stuff. So I really tried to get into the b-boy culture, so the 4 elements of hip hop, and I couldn't dance properly. I'm not really a dancer, which definitely never going to happen. With the rhyming, I try to write lyrics and things like that. So, but as you can tell, I don't really have a voice for it. I'm waiting for the Barry White VST so I can start dropping rhymes.
It's not far off, I think, with the artificial intelligence going on. But
we don't need auto-tune. We need the Barry White plug-in. That's what we need.
But, oh wow! So, I can't imagine what it must be like to grow up on the streets. How long were you homeless for then? Back then?
Well, wasn't very long. I used to, when I was, I left home at 16. I decided that, my childhood was a bit broken and all of that stuff. So that's what it was. And at 16, I just kind of went, well, we weren't seeing eye to eye, me and my dad and things like that. So I decided to leave. And, luckily enough, I kind of couch surfed around houses and things like that. But, it was
I have no connection though. I mean, you've done incredibly well to come out from that into being such a talented artist in the musical and the graphical way. Plus, head chef and all the rest of it. Even if that's not the career that you've done, you've taken it to the extremes on both sides. I mean, hats off. Amazing admiration for what you've done. You are an incredible person. Really.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, at that poignant thought, I built this thing called the Mr. Wiggly Super Chat horn. And it goes off when anyone does a super chat. So thank you so much, Robert Fat Dust, for sending us £10 for Great Ormond Street Hospital. I should say a couple of things at this moment, as long as no one else donates anything for a second, because that was a really bad idea.
It definitely works.
Crazy lad. I've even stuffed bits of tissue in the top. So that was my great idea for a super chat. Thank you, Fat Dust. It's really, really keen. Any super chats or anything like that, money goes to Lula May's charity, which is Great Ormond Street Hospital, which are an amazing charity. So that's absolutely marvellous. If you have a couple of quid and you want to donate, please wait until a little later on, because that blew my head off. I might have to go and unplug it. But anyway, so it's meant to be the Dukes of Hazzard kind of horn. So I built that over there in the corner on the floor, wired it up, and it works. I'm really sorry about that. Thank you very much for that. Now, he's going to do it every 5 minutes. So I'm awfully sorry. That was a complete sidetrack. Let's come back.
Me up. That's all right.
Well, you should be in the same room, man. So I was just saying how amazing you were to come through, not just a career as a chef, but go and say, well, I was a chef while I was doing the music. I mean, that's just amazing, So bring us back to moving from DJing into, you're now DJing, but there's not so much work, so you've bumped back into chefing.
Well, the thing is not too many people know, and I don't mind talking about it, but I don't harp on about it. My wife got sick a couple of years ago, and unfortunately,
Thank you for the £1, Chris. That was Mrs. Wiggly cackling in the background. It's all for charity, folks. So just hold off for just a little bit, because this is a poignant moment. I'll unplug it if it happens. Just wait for just 1 second. So I'm sorry. So Anna was ill.
Yeah, so Anna's my wife got ill, and part of the thing with her being ill was her sounds really trigger her. So any loud noises and that really kind of play with her fatigue and stuff like that. So obviously DJing wasn't the best thing to do after that. So that's kind of, I took the time then to kind of go, well, this is the time. If I'm going to learn how to produce and tick it off my bucket list, so to speak, then I'll give it a go. That was kind of my whole theory behind it. And I thought to myself, well,
that's epic.
While Anna's in hospital and things like that, I can start reading manuals to synths and things like that. So I basically, I had already done the SAE stuff, but that was more, the Bachelor of Audio Production is more about recording and, getting signals in and recording it over in Australia. Anyway, it's all more about live music and things like that.
Yeah.
So it touches on a lot of topics like music theory and acoustics and all of these other things, but they don't really get in there and teach you things. So I thought, well, what better time to learn synthesis, So
well,
I kind of
checking what year did you do the degree? Just because that's probably a relatively new thing at the time, wasn't it? Not sure.
I was the first one for that year, for SAE to do it. We were the first group.
Mrs. Wiggly, can you stick the tissue paper a bit deeper into the man, so there you go. The Mr. Wiggly Super Chatterometer. Okay, so if you just chuck that a bit further in, then it kind of, there you go.
What, are they getting blown out with the horns? Or
I think so, yeah. I think they are, yeah. Thank you so much to Jen for the 899. Thank you. And like I said, whilst we're pausing again, all donations go to Great Wall Street, which is fabulous. They also blow our ears off in here, so if you can wait a little bit, that would be awesome. And what I was going to say is, if you're watching on Facebook, pop on over to YouTube if you don't mind. Do I have? I don't have a YouTube link. Someone will post a YouTube link up, I'm sure. That's where all the fun happens. I don't think there's many people in Facebook at the moment, but we do stream to Facebook and Twitch. But all of the crew kind of hang out on the YouTube side of things. Wagyu, thank you so much for the 149 as well. That's really cool. This is awesome. Right, sorry. Back to what you were talking about.
So I would have been the first one. So I think about 2010. I think I graduated from that. So a little while ago now. And the thing, that's why I said, the thing was I took some time off, obviously, when I went back to chefing. And one of the things I noticed, which is really kind of threw me back, was how much the technology had changed from 2010 to 6 years ago. That was just, it really threw me, that.
It really threw me out, really. So I don't know if this was a good idea or not. I mean, it's raising tons of money for charity, but thank you, Jonathan Arcross. Thank you, Wagyu, again. Wagyu's done it 3 or 4 times now. I'm not sure if the first 2 worked.
Just likes the horns, I think. That's it.
I don't know why, but Wagyu's never actually got through. But yeah, because I don't know. I know a lot of people now doing some really good courses, actually. And very relevant courses and stuff about music. I'm still not sure whether they arrive out there any more likely to get a job. They're probably more likely to do the job better and have more experience when they're coming out of college with those degrees. But
that'd be my only thing. For anybody that's thinking about it, look, you don't end up really with a job, or they don't really push you into any kind of, here's someone you can learn off or anything like that. They kind of stress that you have to kind of do it by yourself, and they don't do any of that thing. So basically, when I finished SAE, you just kind of like, there you go, and that was about it. Like it was kind of a little bit like deflating in that sense. Luckily for me, I knew someone that owned a studio, and I kind of had a chat with them, and that's how I got my position.
That's always, I mean, I bluffed my way in back then, but by kind of pretending I could do more than I could do, and kind of going in with bands and doing work and stuff. You know, it's if you can get in there nowadays. Obviously, there's far less studios, which is why everyone's working studios like this at home, studios like yours. You know, buying up the kit, and it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. I actually had a dream in the end, which was I was basically going to be like a one-stop shop for. You know, and don't forget, this is like 10 years ago, so now it's probably not as relevant. But I was waiting on what I was going to do was I was going to have like open up a shop so people who were just starting their bands or DJs or anything that were just starting up, they could come to me, and I was going to.
I hope you've got a sense of humour.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. So I disconnect it for a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah, so I was going to have it so
keep
people
going.
could come to me.
Yeah. Hang on.
With my training, I was going to, like, you could have different tiers to, you know, like if you wanted to record, I would do that. And if you wanted to have, like, someone make up your web page and all of these things and have connections. So I was going to have, like, this shop. That was my end dream, where people could come to me and go, I'm a new up-and-coming band. Can you record? Give us an online presence, you know, all of this stuff. But it never really worked out. And nowadays it's too late kind of thing. Everyone kind of looks after themselves. Gotcha.
No, that makes sense. It's right. I have just disconnected the horns. Synthetics just donated $5 though, which is fine. So I'm just going to fire them off by hand. Oh no, they won't even work because I've disconnected the thing. So hold on. So I owe Synthetic one. Mrs. Wiggly, can you jot down any super chats, and we'll fire off a bunch once we've.
All right. Well, they're coming in fast and furious at 129, 179.
Synthetic and Jonathan R. Cross. And yeah, just for a moment. Wow. Yeah. So as Jen was saying, might not have worked out, but you make some amazing music. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was a learning curve. It has helped me. You know, obviously a lot of the fundamentals I kind of forget, but when I read them or I watch a YouTube video and someone says, you know, roll off this or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember this. Or, you know, a lot of the compression techniques and things like that. You know, it does slowly come back. And it has helped me like fast forward a lot because, you know, I've only been producing drum and bass for like the last 2 years, probably.
Yep.
You know, and I get a lot of people kind of going, well, you started off and you were like pretty crap. And, you know, in such a short time, you've kind of gone from here to about there, you know. But that's a lot of it I can thank for my SAE training, I suppose, you know.
That's really cool. I mean, I think you can move the other way nowadays as well, in terms of that you can just pay too much attention to the rules as well, you know. So, I mean, clearly quite a lot of people get hooked up in my song would be better if I changed the EQ. Oh, Kent Spong's on the list. Thank you so much, mate. Kent has spent so much money on Great Ormond Street. It's unbelievable.
I think he deserves a horn for that.
Yeah, you got to get a horn.
All right, hang on a second. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh man, hang on a second. Okay, hang on, I've lost my headphones.
Gosh.
Oh, Kent, you are amazing, absolutely amazing. Kent Spong, can you tell me what's wrong? And also, who was on the list, Mrs. Wiggly?
Right. I have Wagyu at 149, Jonathan Cross 449, Andrew Brooks £5, Wagyu at 123,
Just amazing.
Synth Addict $5, Jonathan Cross again at 149. And the wonderful Ken Spong at £30. Thank you very much.
You are all awesome. I'll leave it on for a little second. The mic's mute though when we put something on. What I was going to suggest was normally we put a track on coming out of the quiz. I'm just going to play you a little bit of point 2 by the beach, just while we get set. Oh, Sasquatch give £20.
Waggle 99.
It's just brilliant. Thank you, guys.
They just like the horn, I think. This is.
It's yeah. Well, I mean, it is all for charity. I can
it's good.
treatment
Bring it
myself,
on.
to be honest. You got Mrs. Wiggly on the mic as well, yeah. What I was going to say was, because it takes a little bit of organisation to get the girls back on board, we can play a little bit of you on the beach, which I just think is phenomenal. I mean, is this a local beach that you're on? This is, I don't know if you've seen the track. Let me show you.
Yeah, so I do these drum and beaches for a bit of fun. As you know, I
Thank you, Will Joseph.
I used to be pretty much doorless as much as possible before I started making drum and bass. And I just want to say there was one person who I wanted to thank, who was Bratislav, and he was actually a guy I went to school with. And I remember one day I texted him and I messaged him and I said, "Oh, look, can you listen to this track?" And, you know, it was another one of my doorless jams. And, you know, he said, "Oh, it's good, but I thought you liked drum and bass." And I said, "Yeah, I do, but there's no way I can make it." And he was really like shocked at that answer. He said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, you know, because I'm not good enough." And he's like, "Well, you're not going to get good enough until you start making it." And it was his actual, like, just the whole way that he was just shocked that I would say I couldn't do it. And I didn't want to do it because I couldn't do it. And he was just like, "Well, you know, you're not going to do it unless you try," sort of thing. And it was exactly that comment. And I was just like, well, you know, this is it. Like, if I'm going to try, I mean, what separates me from anybody else trying to do it? And that's why I went into the door and went into Ableton and that. And, you know, I haven't looked back from there. But it was really just that, you know, and I've learned this with music the whole time, is you just got to have faith in yourself, you know. A lot of it was just me going, I can't do it for no reason at all. You know, like I listen to everyone else's and go, wow, I can't make these sounds, or I can't make it as clean as them. And, you know, and I still don't, but I'm trying, you know, and the more I do it, the better I get at it. And I know I'm not where I want to be now, but hopefully in 2 or 3 years' time, doing what I'm doing, I should get where I am, you know, or want to be, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think that was very important. And that was like a real turning moment for me. But yeah, these drum and beaches are just for me to go back into like the doorless land again, and, you know, have a jam, a bit more fun and with it. And that's what these are for. So me and Maddie trekked down to the beach. This one here is our new local beach. It's just down the end of our road. It's the other two were at our other local beach, because being in Tasmania, we're in an island, so we're surrounded by beach. So, and they're all beautiful. So we trucked down the road, which is about a minute drive, and this is the drum and beach. This is it.
What an amazing... Well, first off, what you said was just incredible. And this is just amazing. Sitting on a beach with a deluge.
Nah, this one's the MPC.
MPC,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run this and we'll get the girls back in. I'm just going to mute you for a second, guys.
the moment.
Oh no! What was nice watching. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but then...
We can hear you.
Yeah, I think I might have muted the audio going in. What a numbnuts! Never mind.
Hey.
So did I manage to mute that all the way through?
It's all the horns. They throw you off, you know.
Sorry about that, guys.
Audio
Yeah,
is
good.
back saying...
Right.
Don't stack up.
I've just realised, I think if I mute myself, I probably mute the first 10 seconds and the last 10 seconds. Maybe that was a YouTube mute. A bit strange. Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. We'll play it again a little bit more afterwards then, because obviously something weird's going on, and we were running around trying to get people seated. So we should be able to see everyone. Hey, Maddie. Hello. How are you?
Good.
Hey. So this is time for the quiz, basically. So it's kind of handing over to you guys. You have to try and see if you can get it. It's open to
Are there
the
any jingles?
chat as well. And what we're going to do is, obviously, guys in the chat, if you want to take part in this whole thing, you need to be looking at all comments rather than top comments, because I think otherwise it doesn't work. And the second thing would be your answers come in at different times. So you might think that you will get in first, but unfortunately, kind of at this level, you might be pushed down the list because of the way YouTube works. So it's not serious. There's only a few people that kind of get serious about this kind of stuff. Thank you, Wagyu, for the super sticker. Is that thing going to fire off? Oh, who knows? Okay, thank you for that. You all right with that? Is that too loud? You okay? A bit. All right, cool. Okay, so eyes down then. Let's see what's happening, and we will kick off with the one and the
I'm
only.
scared.
Epic
Warm up.
quiz. Okay, the first question is from Lula May.
What is my favourite colour?
Pink.
Hint. Close.
It is pink. Can we identify a kind of pink? It's a something pink. But,
Salmon.
Well, it's like a salmon. That's the applause for getting pink right. That was spot on.
Fuchsia.
Janice has got it.
Oh, Janice has got it with the baby pink. So you
Baby
get
pink.
a point to Maddie, please.
I was
And a
gonna
point
say
to Jen S.
Go,
the-
Jen, rip it up.
The clue, the clue was going to be it wasn't pink until very recently. So well done. Okay, so stand by. The next question will be the first question from the amazingly wonderful Poppy.
What are me and Lula May allergic to?
Ooh.
So there were two different things going on here. Can you think of anything that might cause...
Nuts.
It's a good
No.
good call, because that's a really good one. It's
That's an
not
important one.
true.
Kiwis.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember that question.
This team is on fire. Absolutely on fire. 2 points
That's
to GAZM Maddie.
one.
But we haven't got poppies.
And Poppies
Okay.
is I would say, a less common one. I mean, it's a very common thing to be allergic of, as in there's lots of it around, but I don't know anyone apart from Poppy that is also allergic to this.
Schoolwork.
Yeah.
Wagyu. No, Lula May is allergic to kiwi. It's eggs that she's no longer allergic to age date. But honestly, Wagyu, you deserve a point for that. You're so following on this. I'm sorry, what was that one?
Schoolwork.
Schoolwork. We're all allergic to schoolwork, aren't we?
What it is? Wait.
Cricket.
Wait.
No.
Gluten.
No. That's the
No,
same.
that's a good one.
You might want to give them a clue.
Yeah.
It's not food.
Very good.
That's a
Oh.
great clue.
Grass.
Yes! Oh my
Killing it.
You probably couldn't hear that above the amazing noise that was going on. We did do a quick, it was a super quick jingle. Poppy Maddie Lula May, Poppy Maddie Lula May, Poppy Maddie Lula May, Catherine Point 2. It was so fast. I was like, we're going to be on in an hour.
That's awesome.
Thank you. All right, so who's asking? Is it Lula May's turn
Yeah.
to do the asking? Okay, here we go.
How many cakes can Poppy fit in her mouth?
How many cakes?
5.
No.
How big are the cakes?
Oh, here we go.
Normal
That would be
size.
good. Well, I
Normal.
suppose that's a good answer, Lula May. Yeah, normal size cake.
1.
No.
12.
Um,
Does she have to say fluffy bunnies as well? Is that like
the chubby
No.
bunny.
Oh no, I never thought about that. What type of cake says Sasquatch? It's like a ginger cake, maybe.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake, Sasquatch. If that helps.
1 slice.
thinking? I like that.
Yeah, it depends how many slices would the whole cake take up. Oh my word!
Ah,
Oh.
1.5.
It's a half. It's a half. Good work, Ben Breslin. It's a half. It's a half. And that was the only 3 Hostess cupcakes from Ken Lewis. Yeah, 475 from Ray Malone.
No more.
Oh gosh, oddly specific.
Yes, that's like,
Yes,
great.
very.
Okay, so we're back on to the amazing Poppy, who's doing remarkably well. Well done, Poppy. You're doing such a good job here. So let's go with the next question.
what is the best name for a pig?
Pepper.
Hey,
Oh, no, I never thought about that one, actually.
George.
George.
No,
Daddy
This is-
pig.
purely arbitrary. It's not Daddy
No.
Pig 2.
What do we got? What are we going to lock in?
It is the name of an actual pig belonging to
Bacon.
Bacon, belonging to a friend of ours.
Pinky.
Okay.
It's a really good name for a pig. Piggly Wiggly.
Wallace. Wallace the pig.
Dave. Tarquin.
Dave.
Oinky. Oinky
It's
the
named-
pig.
Give him a clue. So it's named after a singer.
Wait until a few more.
Oh, you might have heard me. Okay. Mr. Piggly Wiggly, the honest pig.
I like that.
I got a clue. It begins with E.
Okay.
Edward.
Have you got?
Is it a
clue?
girl or a
What's your
boy's
clue?
name?
A boy, that's my clue.
Oh, the boy's name. So right.
Ah, so
Edward.
No.
Evan.
Evan. What?
Oh, I like this thinking music.
Ernie, they called him Ernie.
What have we got?
5 with us.
I can't believe
Eugene. Yeah, I like Eugene.
Ed Pig.
Ed Pig is a good one, but no. Wow.
Eddie.
Eddie.
No.
Ed Pig is quite
Nah.
good.
Epic pig.
A pig.
All right, here's another clue. It's a singer.
Eminem.
No, it's
That was a good call,
That was a
actually.
really good call, though. Yeah, very, very good. I think you get half a point for that one.
Enya. Enya the pig.
Enya, no. Oh, unbelievable. Are we going to have to call this one?
I think we're going to have to.
Yes.
Can't even...
Oh, no.
Enya. Terrible.
Oh, Crosshead got it.
Elvis.
In the nick of
Elvis.
time.
Elvis. Of course.
Okay, well, but you are doing amazingly well. You've got at least 2 points over there. Is that right, Mrs. Wiggly?
Gaz has got 1. Maddie's got 2.5.
Right. So I mean, they are combined.
So 3.5.
So there's 3.5 over there.
Yeah, Tasmania 3.5 points.
We are
3.5
sweating
to
over
Tasmania.
here. This is crazy.
Oh, you're on fire. That's why.
I have a t-shirt on.
Okay, so there's still 2 or 3 more questions to go. This is going really. I've never seen anyone this far ahead at this stage of the game. Okay, here we go.
What's my favourite insect?
Ooh. Stick insect.
A butterfly.
Yeah!
I'm good at this.
Man, I didn't even get to find the question to stick on the screen, and you'd already got it right. I was still on the pig. Amazing. So that's 3.5 or 4.5 now?
We have
4.5.
4.5. Man.
They're winning. They're winning.
They are.
in
You
the-
are
yeah,
top
in
of
the
the
lead,
leaderboard.
yeah.
Top of the leaderboard. And a worthy top of the leaderboard as
I
well.
brought my secret weapon. This is why. This is it.
God,
The secret weapon.
Kids win all the
Just
time.
amazing. They're on the same wavelength, totally. Really, really good.
What is my youngest cousin's name?
Is it a complex name? Like, or is it
It's a
normal?
difficult name. Oh, I'm saying I don't actually know. Oh, no, it's pretty simple. I'm not sure if it's a common Australian name.
No.
Ben.
No, hang on. Let's
It's-
think about it. Let's have a think.
You can say.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
What do you got? What are you thinking?
You can have more than one guess. You've done
We'll
so
go
well.
I'll go Veronica.
Okay, no.
No? What are you going to go? Think of a girl's name.
Emily.
Emily? That's a good
No.
name. No?
Ray Malone, Terry.
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 Sort of not a
Nice
million
job,
miles
Ray.
away, actually.
I thought the name was Romalone Tenny.
Oh, yes, it's Ray Malone. Terry just said Ray Malone. No, Ray Malone just said Terry.
Talia.
It's not Mal. It's all close.
Close.
Talia, Terry. Yeah, you're on that kind of.
Cool, okay. Teresa.
No.
No.
Are you okay there? Yeah.
Does it actually start with a T?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's
sorry.
2 syllables long.
Oh, gosh, I don't even... Tabitha. No, that's syllables, isn't it? I'm not very good at syllables.
Oh, Sasquatch.
Sasquatch got it.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Sasquatch got?
Sasquatch
Tilly.
got
Oh,
Tilly,
he's
yeah,
just
no,
gone off the
Tilly.
top. He's just gone so fast. I've lost him.
Oh.
Sasquatch. Sasquatch is the winner.
That is not a very common name in Australia.
No.
Tilly, no. Do you know if it's short for something?
Don't
Til-
think
Tilda?
so.
Till- I've lost Sasquatch's winning entry. There was so many, it just shot off the top of the screen. Okay, so we have one last big question on the quiz coming up. So eyes down for this one. You are the top of the leaderboard by a long way. Well done. Many congratulations to that. That is amazing. So this is a much more sensible question.
What is a house?
What does a house wear?
the house made?
A roof.
No. Well,
Nope.
yes, technically, I guess.
It sort of does, I suppose. What is a house?
It's a
made?
joke.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Why is it raining?
I was just thinking about the roof. It's important, isn't it, to have a roof? And I've always wanted an excuse to play the rain noise, to be fair.
Oh, Ray Malone.
Has Ray Malone got it?
Close, yeah.
No.
House? No, he's not. No, that's not
okay.
it. No.
That's not it.
Address.
Address, yes. Address. Now, who got the... Did you get... I think you did get that just before Sentium popped up. It's address, but it's spelled ADDRESS because it's the address of the
house. See, I like that. I don't know if I can take that. I was looked at Ray's and then I was like, yeah, that was close enough.
Just to confirm the correct spelling. So that gives you another point, which puts you on the crazy number of was that 5.5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Yeah.
Well done.
go.
Huge applause from the chat, please. Just incredible stuff.
The head number is 4.
Previous one's 4, yeah?
Yeah, now it's 5.5. That's reasonable.
Well, we're going to start doing a proper 5.5 one. That is just incredible.
Maddie made a question up for the girls as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Here we go. This is a big one.
When was Roblox created?
Serious business here with Roblox.
2006.
Yes.
Hey.
Wow.
So does that mean we get a point taken off now? Lula Man
Not
making
at
a
all.
point?
It's just lovely to get questions. That is fantastic.
Awesome,
And one
Poppy.
more,
Well
go on,
done.
quickly.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. No, don't take your time. This is awesome.
No, that's it.
Oh,
That
well,
was
if
it.
you want to pop back at any time, yeah, that's a great question.
There
Wow.
you go. Congratulations, Lula Man.
We have a couple of big questions for you. Should we do Mrs. Wiggly's big question
Mine first.
Yours first. All right, Lula May's first. This is just a kind of, well, it's Lula May's big question basically, mainly for Gaz, but I think Maddie might just be able to help with this one. So I'm stalling, looking for this.
How many swimming pools are in Tasmania?
Ooh.
We don't know the answer. It's a genuine big question. That's what Lula May wants to know about Tasmania.
Well, not very many because we're surrounded by sea, so everyone goes to the beach.
Devonport Pool, Burnie Pool.
Your friend has a pool.
Yes, my friend.
You could
has a
probably
pool.
count them on both hands, to be honest, because it's cold and we have beaches, so everyone goes there.
Well, that's a good
475.
So how many? How many do you reckon? Say about 50.
50?
Or
No,
not even?
no.
Less
20?
than 50. Well, I'm surprised.
Probably.
I'm really, but I
Yeah.
suppose it makes sense when you got big. Maddie, I don't know if you can help John from Dublin who doesn't know what Roblox is. Is there a quick way of explaining super quickly what Roblox actually is to John?
You can just play games that people have created.
It's like
Yes.
a game world.
And you can
Yeah,
make
that makes
games,
sense.
can't
Yeah,
you?
you can make games as well.
It's for kids.
Yeah.
But it is
Well.
great. It is really good. It's like a collection of different games, isn't it? Which is super cool. Okay, so Mrs. Wiggly, are you up for
Yes.
Another question?
I have a question.
Hold on, I need to cue you in. Ready, studio.
Okay. Well, my question. Right, so this question is not about Christmas presents for Mr. Wiggly, but it is knowing that you're a chef, a very good one, I hear, an amazing chef. So my question is, what's your favourite dish that you cook or recommend to anybody cooking? What's your favourite dish that you cook?
I'm kind of torn. I was an Italian chef for 15 years,
Oh
and
my
I do
word.
love a great lasagna. So I would probably have to say lasagna. But lately, I would say sushi as well, because me and Maddie both love sushi, and it's quite fun making sushi.
You've never made sushi.
Well, I haven't made it here, but we shall make it one day.
Yeah.
Now that you're starting to enjoy it.
That's amazing. We love sushi and we love lasagna, so
lasagna,
we
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
want some
I made
proper...
lasagna.
You did actually. You had a cooking lesson, didn't you? The day before yesterday.
Yesterday.
And I mentioned it to a couple of people, so we didn't put it in the quiz. But yeah, and one of the things that you made, which is what you wanted to make, was lasagna. And boy, it was lovely.
Yum. Well, we'll send you one over that we've made. It might come a little bit late and might not be edible as much, but we can organise sending you one over.
Are there any...
or the recipe, maybe?
I was going to say, are there any,
Probably a
any
bit easier.
lasagna? Any lasagna tips? Like you had like kind of salt and vinegar crisps or something, some kind of crazy... the secret is...
The secret to a good lasagna is to make the bolognese sauce or the meaty sauce and let it rest overnight. That's the secret.
Well, that's really
cool.
interesting because my mum is a very, very good cook. And when I make her lasagna, I don't do it the day before, but I'll let it simmer for at least 2 hours. So it really does soak in and gets all the flavours going.
The longer you leave it, the better it'll be. But overnight, because then it all cools down and all the flavors marinate and infuse, and that's the trick. That's definitely the trick there.
Okay.
Wow. Wonderful tip. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. I've just remembered also there is something super important to do here, which is Lula May's favourite thing. So let's see what we can do. There's only 4 possible options here. Oh, I have to click this one down the bottom.
Yes!
One-word story.
Are you all right with one-word stories? You know one-word stories, Poppy, which you never even went through. When I say a word and then you say once upon a time, it goes round in a group.
Once.
Does that make sense?
Once.
If it doesn't, then
Once.
absolutely possible. Are you okay with this? One-word stories over there in Tasmania?
I
I just realised you're Gaz in Tasmania.
Gaz in Taz, that's it.
Gaz in Taz. Well,
Gazmania, as I like to call it, but no one else is really catching on with that one. So.
I'm here all week.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to start, Lila May?
Once.
And then we'll go round to you then, Maddie. You just like...
Upon.
Then time.
There was
A.
Slipper.
Called... In the mic.
Jeffrey.
Oh.
Full stop. Jeffrey.
Likes.
Eating.
Bananas.
Bananas. Eat.
Jeffrey.
4.
Breakfast. Full stop.
Full stop. They dance.
When.
That's when the
DJ.
Plays.
Hey.
Pop.
DJ plays pop.
Full stop.
Full stop.
One more to the full stop then.
Wow.
Oh, no.
I'd almost forgotten about
Wagyu
that.
back.
Nice. That's Wagyu. Guess who that was? Thank you for the £1.11 Wagyu. So kind though. Thank you genuinely. If anyone's watching that's new to, well, I don't know. It's not worth explaining, is it? But any super chats go to charity. We're just playing one-word stories. You'll go, Gaz.
While they
Somersaulted. Somersaulted.
In the lake.
That's 2 words.
2 words.
All right, let's spin the wheel again, and we'll see. We'll eliminate that one. We'll have another one of these. because it's half term. Okay.
That's the mode.
Oh gosh.
So that means I have
Another
to
wheel.
flip to the other wheel because I'm so organised.
This is scary.
Okay, spin it.
Oh.
I already got ears.
All right, is everybody ready?
Here we go. Ready?
Let's see if I can get me on as well. All right, best emoji rabbit impressions. And Inky in the chat, would you mind judging this, please? So Inky is our wonderful moderator and judge of the competition. Thank you very much, Steve Austin, for the $2.99. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay, Inky, take your time. Right, okay. Now we get to see what the delays are. Poppy is the winner! Poppy is the winner! Well done, Inky. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Poppy. Epic. Epic. Right, what I'm going to do now, thank you so much, girls, and thank you so much in Tasmania as well, Maddie, and I mean, you are one of the girls as well. Thank you. What an epic, wonderful quiz. Round of applause from here to all of you. Thank you very much, and have a happy and wonderful half term as well. Ink is saying it was a very, very close call, so you were all very close. I would imagine what she means by that is I was a very close second and everyone else was rubbish, but it could be right. Thanks, guys. What I'll do now, thank you, Carl, as well, for the £10. This is just amazing. I should have said thank you when it first came out. Let me put myself back on the screen again. We have to rearrange the whole studio now. Thank you, Maddie. Have a wonderful time.
She's
And
off.
what I'll do is I'll just pop that track back on without muting everybody this time. And Inky says it wasn't me that second. I was going to win. Thanks, Ray. Really appreciate it. Let us kick this off. I'm going to put Ray back on. I'll leave our mics up, so hopefully you won't hear much. I might try and disconnect the horn as it's going on. Let's go back and find Ray. He is here. Okay, let's try again.
Don't stack up. Don't stack up. Don't stack up.
going out tonight. We've been out far too much lately.
If it's the style to be careless and informal, her sloppiness is so deliberate as to be offensive.
Is it there? Did you find it?
Just amazing stuff. Really, really good. Let's just get back. Incredible, and so much love in the chat as well, which is brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll put some more through. I mean, what a beautiful environment, amazing tracks. It sounds epic. Can you tell us a little bit about the kit you used there? Because
it's just it's literally just the MPC, and then it goes straight from the MPC. It's the first one, so it has the battery in that.
Right.
So the second MPC Live didn't have a battery, I don't think, or the MPC one or whatever, and the one with the speaker, I'm sure they didn't come with a battery, but the first MPC Live does, and the battery is really kick-ass on it. It lasts for about 6 hours of like solid use, and takes about 2 hours, 3 hours to fully charge again. So that's my sofa production thing. I sit outside in the lounge and play around with it. And that's just going straight from that into the iPad. That's why I have to sit where I do, because it's literally just a cable length away, and that's it. Originally, I started doing it because in COVID, I was trying to bring the beach to people that were locked down and things like that. I thought it was a nice way because, touch wood, we haven't really had much COVID over in Tasmania. So we've been able to, but we haven't been locked down very much at all. So, like it was literally, I just thought, well, for the people that can't get out, I'll bring the beach to them. And now I'm just trying to do one every couple of months or so.
It's great. And chronically low views, and everyone in the chat's already gone and subscribed, because it's just amazing sounding stuff. So the iPad, is that literally just recording it, or are you doing extra stuff going on in it?
No, just record it. It goes straight through the camera. Originally, I started doing I did one live, but unfortunately it wasn't the best because I couldn't get reception down at the beach. So I would prefer to do them live. But for the sake of reception's sake, I go to a better spot and record it, and then basically just come home and upload it from there. So it's pretty rough, but I think that adds to the character kind of thing.
If anyone's after one, it looks like Dusty Rivers selling his. I hope that's what he's selling. So hit him up in the chat if anyone's interested. I mean, I'm really tempted on the NPC front with the last update. It's just kicked it into the league, into another league, really, hasn't it?
The last day in beach I did was using only the synths on board the MPC Live, the latest update, because that was huge. There was really quite a lot of new sounds and things like that. Akai just keep pushing it, which is really good.
Yeah.
Like every time you think, they're going to give up and move on to something else, they just keep going with it. So I actually sold my Octatrack to get the Akai, and I've never looked back, to be honest. I love the Octatrack as well, but the MPC, I don't know. I just gel with it. That's it.
It's
love it.
a workflow thing, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I have a Octatrack. I love the Deluge as well, and I'd always thought that. I love an MPC 60. I used to have one years ago when I was doing a lot of work with Akai, and I grew up. My job was really using their samplers, to be honest, most of the time in the studio, but never jumped on the MPC since then, really. But watching people use them well is just brilliant. Same with anything, actually, to be honest. We're watching some guy using the Octatrack and mangling all those samples, which is what it does best. If that's what you want to be doing. Great, yeah. But that latest software update just really kicks it off. That and Inky is obviously a massive MPC fan and tends to just get everyone in the chat to buy one. I think Kent was the last one who went off and bought one on the back of it. So that one you're using there is the original MPC Live. So it's like an MPC
the
Live
original one, the MPC Live. The other thing, which is a secret, which I'll just tell on your one, but the good thing for the MPC Live, which I almost bought a second one. Was because for all the people doing doorless jams and that, the MPC Live is really good because it has basically all the mastering plugins and stuff like that. So if you use it at the end of the chain on doorless jams and things, it's a great way to group everything together. You can use the plugins for mastering and things like that, or mid-side EQing, and really kind of fine-tune your doorless jams and add some glue to it.
Well, that's really cool. I've always thought that there is a big hole in the market for something like that, kind of like.
I was actually looking for multi-effects because I wanted mid-side EQ in a hardware. And the thing is you're spending a hell of a lot of money, and for the same thing, you could pretty much get, an MPC probably cheaper, to be honest. And then it comes with all really the other things,
I mean, I want an analog heat, but with a recorder built in, that kind of thing. Anyone in the chat that's not aware of the mid-side kind of thing that people talk about, it's a really useful technique when you're EQing. You have, instead of a left and a right channel, you have a middle channel, which is effectively the mono signal. And then you have another channel, which is the two outsides. And the two outsides are combined into one channel. It's kind of hard to think about. The tech works. But basically what you can do is you can turn down the bass on the side channels, and you can keep the bass at the same level on the middle channel, which is great for mono stuff. So for kind of clubs where if you try and put your bass in mono and it's phasing all over the place, and if you're layering up kick drums, you kind of want to keep the bottom end in mono but everything else in stereo. You could do it channel by channel really carefully, or you could put a mid-side EQ on the whole thing and just go, right, anything below 150 hertz is going to be in mono. And that's it, bang, done. So it's a really useful thing to be able to do. And also, I guess, to be able to tweak if you're actually playing out live as well, because you can tune it really easily to the way that your sound system.
And plus the MPC also has that XY pad, so it's like a, that chaos pad sort of vibe. So for live, I think that Data Girl, she does that quite a lot. You see her playing around. It's just really good. Even just at the end of the chain,
that girl Serene. Yeah, absolutely. She's amazing. Yeah, I know who you mean.
And that's that's just built in. It's just part of the thing, it just keeps the MPC Live on paper is just massive,
Right,
it's such a
really
great box.
Tempting. Really tempting. Questions from the chat. Please fire them in. There's a question from Adamski. Also, I'll paste a link into the YouTube comments here. If you're on Twitch or Facebook, do come over and watch on YouTube. That's a link that will bring you into the studio. If you do want to join us for a couple of minutes, we'll probably wind up in 15, 20 minutes or so. But if you want to come on live from your phone and ask a question, just use that link. It will drop you in here. And you can just kind of come and talk. It's a very friendly, relaxing environment. You won't go straight in. I'll be able to see you and make sure you're working first. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, which artists inspire you? Say your top 5. That's a hard one.
That is always hard. I have I listen to everything. I just love music. So I have a lot of influences. I suppose, definitely would be Noisier. One of them for drum and bass would be Noisier for sure. I just love their production and their energy and things like that. I don't know, when I first, this is kind of the 6 degrees of separation, I suppose. when I first started listening to music, I really loved E17. Like that, I wanted to be Brian, which is a little embarrassing now, but back in the day, that was like
cool.
what really pushed me. I thought he was the coolest person in the world. I used to have that beanie with the massive beanie and all of that. So E17 really like let me find music and that. And Michael Jackson, they were probably the two that really pushed me into music at the start.
Wow, I mean that's great because he was very cool as well.
He was awesome.
Brian's like amazing voice. He's tiny, you know, and then he opens and you know he's just got this soulful thing comes out of his mouth, and you're like, what? Where does that come from? Yeah, brilliant. And obviously I was involved with a lot of that stuff. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
Well, House of Love, when that came out and they were wearing all the baggy jeans and stuff, like as soon as I saw that, I was like, I have to get a pair of jeans. And then I read that his mum made them, so I was like hunting, and then I found my first pair of baggy jeans, and that was it. I never looked back, and I still wear them. I'm still dressed like I'm 16 and in the 90s, but you know, they say fashion comes back around, so.
They were very, very exciting. So Dempsey's saying, love a bit of noise, yeah. Andrew Brooks would like to know what you've got hiding under the black dust sheet.
Yeah. Well, that one there's my sister, mate. I do have a bit of a synth collection, which I can't show you too much. I do have the Sister Mate there. I do have the Deluge here. I have a Nord drum over here. If I'm out the way, you can probably see it.
Oh, nice.
I have a Virus TI, Peak. I have my if I can swing it around, I'll see if this is my kind of my thing. Here is, I don't know if that's going to get there, but that's my my flagship synth, the old Waldorf Quantum.
Oh, nice.
And then over this side we have a bit more.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
So we have Hydrasynth, Analog, A4. This one here, which is the DB01 baseline Erica synths, which is nice. Minotaur, Peak, Digitone, and a Minilog XD. And yeah, that's getting close to about it. And we have that side here.
That looks great. I didn't realize you had that much kit there. That's incredible.
Yeah, I have a bit.
Wow.
Still never enough, but we're getting there, you know.
And where's your when you're doing stuff like the Clown Fest set and the amazing productions you were putting together for that, where's the line between sort of Dawless and Ableton going on? Do you tend to...
Well, unfortunately at the moment, when I'm doing a lot of that stuff, it's more just all the DAW. I kind of got sucked into all of that stuff, but I do sample a lot of the things that I have here. I'm trying to still do a lot of DAWless jams, which I don't really show as much, but that's more just for my own sort of personal thing. Unfortunately, I use too much of the DAW for, you know, my Clownfest sets and things that I want to release and things, but, you know, I have like a few plugins that I use that I just can't live without, basically.
It's true. No, I do the same. Absolutely the same. And I try not to pretend that I'm playing it live if I'm not as well, you know. I mean,
that's why with my Clownfest and that, you know, I understand a lot of people kind of go, ooh, DJ and all of this. But for me, it's kind of like I'm trying to bring both of the worlds in. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I haven't sequenced all my stuff and play around with buttons to make it look like I'm doing it. I'd rather DJ and kind of, you know, have an added aspect to my performance that's actually live and true,
totally.
As opposed to just sitting there and clicking a mouse or something, because it's not really fun when I'm kind of doing any of that thing. So, but unfortunately, I have to meticulously make my tracks because I suck at timing, and a lot of the times I just close my eyes and I'll go, a sound needs to go there, and I'll just bash it, and then I have to heavily quantize that about 5 times to get it where it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's really not a pretty sight when I make music.
Have you checked out the 404? They were laughing at me over on ProSynth Network for being a 404 fan, but strikes me that would be up your street, maybe.
Yeah, I've kind of looked at the 404. I keep umming and ahhing. The thing is it went up quite a lot of money in the last couple of months.
Yeah, it's coming back down though, because they've launched the next Mark 2's coming out, isn't it? So you could probably get a Mark 1 for Next to
Yeah,
nothing,
well,
just after I bought mine.
I'd probably look at it. The thing I looked at it for was because I have an MX1, so the IRA one would fit into the MX1 quite well.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I've got the Deluge, I've got the MPC Live.
Your MPC does it really. I mean, they're just good at lo-fi stuff, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a gross generalization, but in general, then yeah, they're all kind of
pretty happy with that. I have a few other little things, and I try to dabble every now and again when I'm bored on the iPad with like iSpark or whatever it is, and just things like that, just to have fun. But yeah, if I have too many distractions, then I'll probably I find it hard enough to do it enough as it is. So if I have too many things going on, probably not the best. So I don't know. We'll have to have a look. The 404 does look very good though, and I do like the new look of the new one. That definitely with that OLED screen.
It's got its own love. I only bring it up, because they are really, really quite cool things. The big old Mr. Wiggly horn is available again in the corner. If anyone wants to throw another £1 towards Great Ormond Street Hospital, you're very, very welcome. We have so much super chats going on since the introduction of the horn, and I can't really hear anything out of my right ear, so it's all good. It's like literally just down there. Can I just I want to just talk a very little bit about what the future holds for you, but can I just say thanks to all the guys who did super chats last week, including the amazing Kent Spong again, who just put so much money to Great Ormond Street, which is amazing. But I did just a little thanks with a list of everyone who was donating last week. This same video that I'll show next week will probably be about 10 times as long. But anyway, thank you guys for last week. It was really, really appreciated.
Step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space. Within the hallways of the heart, the mind in the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a ring, oscillate like horse crystal, mama may. Earth, brother, honor and solid is there. I'ma say our heart is divided to something. We'll let it shine away, overlap and envelop each other in love and light. Yeah. Simultaneously synchronize this energy, symbiotic and sacred geometry. Contemplate this imagery and this imagery as we integrate the knowledge. This wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies what the temple be. Where the life force energy resides in the chemistry. Bioelectric being the top line indefinitely. Receive and perceive the physical machinery.
Oh my God, it's Thank you, Kent, as well for the Kent, save your money, man. Honestly, so much appreciated. Obviously, so much appreciated. But this is more than enough. Amazing. Someone said, "Is it a real horn?" Yes, it is. Look, I've got a picture of it. You can see. I've had a very busy week. It's this. It's a set of car horns from Halfords on a big metal thing.
Didn't you just tell me before you got that off your car before the?
Pretty much. No, to be honest. It's an Amazon thing, and that's an old isolator for a microphone. And there's a car battery hidden behind there because I couldn't find anything. Every time I tried to wire it off a power supply, the lights dimmed. And then it goes to a Raspberry Pi that's wired up to a service called If This Then That, which looks for super chats. And it works. I just plugged it in about 5 minutes. Literally about half an hour before, I was thinking, I haven't done any jingles. So I did the quick jingle, then I plugged that in and it was working. So let me run that jingle again just to prove that exists as well. Poppy Maddie Lula make gas from point 2. Thank you very much, Janice, for the 449. They've got a nasty cold with the tissues. It kind of makes them a little bit quieter. But I think what I'll do is I'm gonna get a police light, like a spinny blue police light that goes off, so everything flashes as well. It's all for charity, right? And then just maybe some ear defenders. Anyway. Sorry, back in the real world. Putting up with the beeps. Can I just ask you, I think, about what the future holds for Point 2, for Gaz, hopefully with the world opening up a little bit more, and the ability to go out and play out a little bit more. I think you've just moved house. You're getting a bit more settled.
The future, hopefully, I don't know. I mean, as I say, the whole music thing for me is like, I'm lucky enough sort of because my wife's so like she's ill and I care for her and that. So that's given me the chance to be able to do all of this. And I just appreciate any minute that I can in the studio, and making music is just for fun and sort of, you know, like just for me. And, you know, I really enjoy just getting it out there. And, you know, the whole aim is to just kind of one day, hopefully it gets played at a rave or a club or something and someone dances, and, you know, that's all I want. So for me, it's just more of the same things. And, you know, finally getting to settle down in our house and kind of relaxing. And I've been stressing about all of these things for so long. So now hopefully get to kind of relax and just kind of focus on music and things like that. So, you know, I definitely want to try and get back into the DJing side, but that'll be more just kind of live Twitch streams and things like that. Unfortunately, I'm a bit too old now to kind of go jet setting around and things like that. So, you know, I'll just be kind of just doing what I'm doing kind of thing. You know, I don't really ever know what I'm doing. There's no real kind of goal in the end. You know, the main thing is just try and keep making music and be a part in, you know, this community that we have with the Clown Fest and, you know, the URL and things like that. I just feel very like sort of overwhelmed that like people actually just like listening to my stuff, and, you know, like I can't get my head around that kind of thing. So that to me is just the biggest perk of it all, really. So I just want to kind of keep doing what I want to kind of do and get a bit better, and just yeah, like see how it all goes, basically. I mean, in the end, it is a hobby, but I would like to kind of make it a life. You know, that I suppose is the thing. In whichever way I can, that would be the best thing for me.
I think you're well on the way. The quality of work that's coming out is simply incredible. It's just that not enough people have heard it yet. So hopefully by coming on things like this and by people in the chat spreading the word and following,
yeah, well, I
stuff.
appreciate anyone that ever shares anything or listens or likes or anything. As I say, I really find it hard to think that people listen to my stuff, and as everyone does, they probably listen to their own things, and all you can hear is that snare sounds crap and that hi-hat's too loud, and you never actually sit back and enjoy your own music sort of thing that much. But well, I don't anyway, but I'm always like showing my wife, oh my gosh, someone actually listened to it and liked it, and
yeah, totally.
You know, and that to me is the biggest buzz, and that I can't thank everyone enough. You know, that's what inspires me to keep getting better and wanting to do more and things like that, because, you know, it just blows my mind. Like the last like Drum and Beach I did was, you know, I think had 50 likes or something, and like on the Facebook and things. So that to me is just like unbelievable. You know, like it's an added perk, and that just makes me want to keep doing it and keep getting better. So, and I had a lot of help, and I want to thank a few people as well. I want to thank Dean Daughters. He's really helped me a lot, and it's his birthday today, so happy birthday. You know, Tony Duncan, he helped me, you know, quite a lot and helps giving advice. And Dom, you've always been there. And there's a heap of people, Mark, I want to thank, because without Mark and the URL, it definitely wouldn't have been here. I remember I put my first track on, and I think it got a 2 from Amy. And that was like, I just thought, well, that was no good, so I got to come back and do better and better. Exactly. And I keep coming back, and, you know, Mark's been great. And it's things like that and coming on here and stuff that, you know, hopefully gets me out there a little bit more, and more people see it and inspire me to do better things, I suppose.
Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, honestly, it literally is just not enough people listening to it. The quality is just epic. The stuff you put together for Clownfest. If anyone wants to go and just check out the Clownfest set that Point 2 did, and the YouTube channel that's there, just check it out and share it if you like it. All the social links for Gaz are underneath this video. It took me 25 episodes to actually do that rather than stick them on the Mr. Wiggly site. They are also on mrwiggly.co.uk/live if you want to go there, but they're all under here, so go grab those. There are what else is there? Oh yeah, I mustn't forget to just big up Ray Malone, who's probably part of that list as well, to be honest, of people that were around. He is about to play as Unsupervised, which is his artist name, at Modular World. I'm just going to try and get the URL to get to Modular World. Hopefully, if you open Facebook sometimes I just get a big echo going on, but let's just check if I can find him. I find a link going on. I'll just share my screen for a second.
Yeah, definitely got to check out Ray. He was a big, like he helped me out quite a lot at the start. I wouldn't be here without him, kind of thing. So can't wait to check you out, Ray. It'll be good.
Yeah. So this is Modular World. He's probably not in the chat anymore. Oh yeah, Ray, you are. Can you paste a link to your? Is it Ray? Yeah, you are still there. Brilliant. Yeah, if you can just pop us a link to your live stream that's coming up. He will literally be live in 30 minutes, so you can jump from here over to there. Or just wait for him to do that. And it's a Modular World gig. And the girls are back in town. What is going on? Hold on a second. The girls are back in town. Ray, whilst you do that, let's find out what is occurring. Hang on. Can I flip this back? My goodness. What has happened?
I'm a cat.
That's fantastic.
I like the little tongue hanging out. That's good.
It's fantastic, yeah.
I did it.
Brilliant. Well done.
Did it.
Well done. What a great epic end to the night. Ray, if you're there, give us a link. Otherwise, I will try and find this link. I've only got a link to the trailer. Let me click it and see what happens. I'm going to post this in Ray's absence, which should take you close enough to be able to find it. That's a watch link on Facebook that takes you to the trailer for the show, which starts in half an hour. Okay, well, look, this has been so good. Thank you so much. Let me just get myself back on the screen. Honestly, I'm so full of admiration for the stuff that you've done. From the artist side of things would be enough, but the chef side of things would be enough, and the music side on top of it, it's just the quality of the stuff that you're doing is so good.
Thank you.
No, honestly, it really is. And anytime you want to come back, and the awesome Maddie, whenever you want, just come out. And big love to Anna from everyone here as well, your wife. And I'm glad you look very settled in your new place. Is it going well since the move? Are you happy you made it?
Yeah, we're waiting on a few things, but yeah, we're loving it. Like, it's a really nice house, and the girls are happy, and we have a nice view of the beach and things like that. So we're really happy, like it's taken a while to get us here, but we're here, and yeah, it's good. And I want to thank you for having us on, and Maddie's loved it. So she got to get up early, and we've been really excited to come and chat with you. So.
It's been absolutely epic, and don't forget, guys, in the chat, it's like 5 a.m. It's now 6:30 a.m.
6:30 here now. So yeah, we're getting there.
So appreciative. Thank you so much. Big love from the chat. Please make sure you're following Gaz on the social links on the YouTube. Make sure you're following us. If you're interested in the incinerator plugin, you've probably bought it already if you're watching this. If not, have a quick look at mrwiggly.co.uk. And we will all see you this time next week. Can't tell you who's on yet. It's a choice of 2 at the moment. We're just waiting for some confirmation, but it's going to be good. That'll be the 26th show. And okay, until next week, you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. And big love to Gaz and Maddie and I. So take care.
Thank you.
Urbanist connect so with the herb pipe, link up the harmonized left the termite, but beyond obsolete blessings a birthright. We live a life which a lot more in us are worldwide. Cosmic love energy I go herbicide free organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you term points in terms of definitions and some termites. Yes, I check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an ideas man. I assign too much of the qualities of my child. Who's way up talking like this to me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself. Most definitely, another life infinitely, most life infinitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be, I continually, Mr. Pick up a being, that's the infinity.